Hey everyone, Kathy the Vegan Prepper here to show you really fast. I was in the middle of doing this job and I realized this is something that I should probably film to share so that I can, help some people out with ideas for things to put up and prep that are easy. It doesn't require any real equipment except maybe a freezer, but it's bananas, obviously. I am freezing and getting ready to put away all of these bananas. This is what is left of our latest 40-pound box of bananas purchase. And so we buy huge quantities of bananas to save and freeze in our freezer, especially right now. It is January of 2021. So for us personally, this is not really so much to do with COVID and fears of food supplies, although that is definitely something to be keeping in mind right now. For us, we are dealing more with looking ahead towards our summer months because we live in central Arizona, and our income drastically reduces during the summer months because tourism stops and all of that. So our income is connected to that. So I have for many years prepared and tried to put up as much food as possible for the summer months so that we don't have to spend as much during the summer. And so that is what I am doing now. So as soon as I get all of these frozen, we will probably head out and buy ourselves another 40-pound box of bananas and just keep, putting it up. Basically, we eat on them until they get too ripe and then we freeze the rest and buy another box. So that's kind of how it works. And then we have those saved up for ice cream, smoothies, banana bread, banana muffins, all kinds of stuff that you can use bananas for. And then we're not having to spend money on bananas during the summer, but also having it saved up for just in case times. And oh yeah, that one's grody. That one got squashed when I was moving them for the video. So we're gonna go ahead and move that away because that's gross. But basically, typically I buy organic bananas. This batch is not organic. I usually buy organic so that I can compost the peels. Unfortunately, also for other reasons, I guess I don't necessarily need to get into here, like the ethics of banana farming and all that. It's better to get organic. But these guys, unfortunately, I'm going to be tossing the peels because they're not organic. So they're not going into the compost. But basically, the gist of it is once they get ripe enough, and then these I'm having a lot of problems with. Oh, but that just worked. Oh, sorry. I just did that without warning you. I typically just take the bunch and then just rip the top off. And here I can do another batch now that the camera is here. And the other one worked so beautifully, so hopefully this one does too. This one's not. This is the other problem I'm having with this particular bunch, is this not wanting to rip off as easily. But just for streamlining purposes, I rip off the entire top of the bunch of bananas, and then I have the, banana here. And then when you peel from the bottom, it's just very easy, and you just can do it, and it's literally that fast. So you can actually get through quite a lot of these if you go from the bottom, and then the peel just sort of comes right off. And then go through and freeze them all. And then once you've got yourself nice full trays, you just stick them in your freezer. I have a chest freezer which fits these trays. If you can't fit trays like this in your freezer, like if you have a different kind of freezer, like our freezer, we have a fridge with a freezer that's, skinny and upright. So back before we had the chest freezer, I would be freezing bananas. I'd cut them more and freeze them on plates instead, because that's what would fit in the freezer. I have also seen people do, and I think it's kind of potentially smart, where they take the banana and they actually make slices, but then instead of freezing the slices flat, you can take the slice, like here I have a broken one, and you can freeze it upright like that, which is another potential option if you're having to freeze on a plate. You can still freeze quite a lot if you freeze them upright instead of laying down. But yeah, they freeze really well. And then once they are frozen, you just take them off the tray and stick them into a Ziploc baggie. I use a Ziploc baggie that currently, that's our current freezer storage. It's just Ziploc bags that we wash and reuse at this point. I am definitely looking into freezer storage. that is not needing to have Ziploc bags, but I don't really know anything about that yet. So if any of you know some really good storage options, freezer wise, especially for kind of larger quantities, please let me know in the comments down below. Help me out. And then also another plan that I have is to start, once the Ziploc bags run out, I will probably just switch and start using the frozen bags from other things, like the big bags of veggies I get from Costco. I'll just use like those instead. And unless you guys have some sort of brilliant option for me. So that's basically all there is to it. I'm gonna go ahead and get these trays full because it looks like I'm gonna need both trays. And then I will go out and show you just quickly in our freezer how I get 2 layers, because we always freeze in 2 layers and use other veggies to like stack the trays. So I'll show you that in just a second. Sure. Okay, so we've got the freezer set up for the next layer. So we've got 1 layer of bananas down there. And then a couple things in key points to support the next layer. And then as an aside, this is not vegan. My grandma uses our freezer for storage sometimes. So that's why if I ever do a video and you see something that's not vegan in our freezer, it's not ours. But anyway, so sort of just like make sure that it's set, and I'm pretty sure it is. And so you sort of mostly support it. And then you end up being able to do 2 layers in our very much needing to be defrosted freezer. But yeah, there we go. So that is how we end up freezing large quantities of bananas. And yeah, I guess that's it. It's a very simple video. Very hopefully helpful. If you have any more questions, bananas are super rich in potassium. Freezing them also does preserve a lot of their vitamin C content and a lot of their good nutrients. And I love freezing projects that don't require any kind of prep whatsoever. So no blanching, no nothing, and you can just toss them in your freezer. And I just feel like it takes a little time, but it couldn't be any easier. So hopefully that is helpful to you, gives you an idea of something that you can put up. Also very calorie dense, which is another thing to keep in mind for vegan food prep and storage. Keeping in mind those calories is really important too. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I guess that's all I'll say about that. Let me know if you have any more questions. As always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.